Welcome, race fans, once again here to LSRTV. We're live, of course, on LSRTV and RacingDirt.com Facebook page. We want to welcome everybody to Fairbury for tonight's racing action. Before we dive into all of that, of course, we have two pieces of business we got to take care of. One, introducing our second chair helper here tonight, and that is going to be none other than Trenton Berry. Trenton, welcome back to the booth here for LSR-TV one more time. The final race here at Fairbury.
Yeah, hey, thanks a lot. Glad to be back with you tonight here again, live on LSR. Man, you guys do such a great job bringing these broadcasts to everybody all across the country, and I hear nothing but great things about the coverage you guys do and the quality of work. So glad to be here again, and glad to be working with you guys in partnership with Racing Dirt to bring this USMTS iRacing series to life. I'm fired up. I'm really excited to watch this. We're one of my favorite racetracks in America tonight, and I think it's a perfect way to end the season.
It definitely is, and talk about ending it a little quicker than we thought they were going to advance a few minutes early. We'll go through the grid real quickly, but before we do that, Trenton, we got you here. Who is the main sponsor putting all of this on here tonight?
Yeah, I want to tell you about our great partners at Mel Hambelton Ford. They have the very best selection of vehicles all in one location, 1,100 to be exact, right on the lot to choose from. Trucks, cars, SUVs, every make and model, not just Ford. Whether you want a new or used vehicle from Mel Hambelton Ford, their staff is there and ready to help you choose the perfect one, just right for you. Shop us today online, hford.com. Let our staff take care of you with pickup and delivery right from your home. Come on, race fans. What are you waiting for? Choose Mel Hambelton Ford and experience the difference. Also, for all you great racing fans out there, mhfordracing.com, a full-service speed shop located directly inside of Mel Hambelton Ford as well.
And, of course, we'll get to the other sponsors here for tonight's racing action. But coming out for heat race number one, as we do not qualify, it's pill draw style here for the USMTS. We are going into it's going to be RJ Otto, a new driver here in the final race, followed by Logan Rorick, Tyler Butler, Johnny Broking, Dalton McKinney, and followed by Ryder Cantillo, Nate Choder, who is the points leader coming into tonight's race, Sean Powers, Clyde Dunn, and Tyler McGoldrick here for your 8-lap heat races. As we are set to get this one going, we'll go ahead and bring your overlays back onto the screen as they are ready to take the green flag, and we're going here new style in 4K as they get a little rowdy in 4K, but the green flag is out either way, and we are racing. It's going to be Logan Rourke that takes a jump, and they are piling off on the backstretch.
Boy, that's a big-time crash. We've got one over. Clyde Dunn's already been on his lid. There's we go back and take a look right there at the entry to turn number 3. We'll see. We are still green right now as we virtually clean up the mess, and Clyde Dunn's back on the throttle. So I guess no worse for the wear there for Sunnyvale, Texas driver Little Freaky, as I am certain he is making his Illinois stock car racing debut tonight here at Falls.
Yeah, again, I do not believe we're going to have cautions in the heats. Again, this is to speed the program up just a little bit. It'd almost be nice in real life if we didn't have cautions, but, unfortunately, people can get hurt in real life, so they kind of need those cautions to come out, so we have to have them. But out front is Rourke, followed by Cantillo and Choder in your top 3 right now. We got a nice little battle going on here between Choder and Powers as they're side by side. That is for 3rd position in that 88 and the 533. And it looks like it's going to go to Choder here. Again, Choder is the points leader coming into tonight with 435 points. Jason Webb with 424 points. He is not in this race at the moment. It'll have to be seeing them in the feature right now. Choder would make it.
So it'll be Rourke out front, Cantillo 2nd, Choder 3rd, and Dalton McKinney 4th. Back to 5th now with Powers sliding up into that 4th spot. They're battling back and forth side by side. Here as we put this thing to bed, coming off of the number 3 turn, rolling into 3 here. Rolling into 3 and out of 4. Looks like Logan Rourke will pick up that first heat race win with Ryan Cantillo 2nd, Nate Choder running in that 3rd spot.
A good race here for heat race number 1. Is heat race number 2 going to come up? And we're running 10 drivers per heat race. We had, I believe, around 30 drivers, so it's set to be 3 heat races for tonight's racing action. as we get ready to get into heat race number 2. We'll step aside here real quick and get to some more sponsors, Trenton, as I know there's quite a few as they see them ticking over there on the screen as well.
Sure, we just want to give a shout out to FK Rod-Ins. Certainly a little bit later on tonight, we'll see a couple of FK Rod-Ins instant replays, if not more, from all that exciting action. Want to also give a shout out to Michigan-based Kaiser Manufacturing and Integra Shocks. Those guys simply pillars of the sport. Whether you need racing parts, products, things of that nature, or shocks, they full service shocks. And just a huge company in motorsports, dirt racing. Glad to have them with us here on the virtual side, and they're great partners to Racing Dirt as well as FK Rod-Ins and Mel Hambleton Ford. You know what was cool is all these folks are interested in everything that we get going on there. So it was neat to bring them over to the virtual side as well and share some love for those folks over on the virtual side too. Want to give a call to Big Corner Creative as well. Just Google them, Big Corner Creative, right now to get started. We'll tell you more about them a little bit later on.
Yeah, and I noticed here we had that 15 as they're getting ready to go. It's going to be C.J. Howell, followed by Sam Mars and Mason Crawford coming back here tonight. Mike McKinney.
Glad to see him back.
Yeah, definitely a fast driver. Tristan Carmen, Matt Martin, Colby Collins, Dustin Hodges, and Chris Kratzer here tonight. I thought that 15 was going to be a different one than it was. I was looking to see who it was, but it was not the driver that I was looking for. But right now, C.J. Howell out front, but he doesn't have the lead like the last heat race had, as they're going to be side by side for the battle as they come to the line. It's C.J. Howell and Sam Mars, who I believe went for a ride last week. He's battling for the lead right now as they go into 3, coming into 4 now, coming back to the flag stand. This is such a bull ring of a track, Trenton.
Oh man, there's no doubt about it. To be fast, if you're talking about guys that race this thing in a modified, there's nobody that does it better than Highland, Illinois' Mike Harrison, and he kind of has that Harrison line right up on the wall. You just go in and blast that cushion, and it's kind of a survival of the fittest. Bobby Pierce, really good in the late model ranks. Brandon Shepard as well, awesome there. Shannon Babb, some of the guys that have just had a ton of success at Fairbury over the years. And of course, you talk about this track and the Prairie Dirt Classic and what that means to dirt racing. It's certainly become one of the biggest marquee events in the country and the flagship event here for this track. And it is a bull ring. It's fast, and the action comes at you quick.
It comes at you very quick here. As we're already on lap number 6. Fixing to be working lap number 7 right there. 2 laps to go for C.J. Howell. Sam Mars has fallen back to the 3rd position, and of course who it is taking 2nd, it's going to be the 119 of Mason Crawford, and that he was actually driving number 15 in Sim is who I was looking there. I didn't realize it was him at first, but Mason Crawford battling for the lead as they come to take the checkered flag. And it's not going to work. It's going to be Howell, Crawford, Mars, Carmen, Martin, McKinney, Kratzer, and Collins, and Dustin Hodges now, unfortunately, did not finish this race, and that'll do it for heat race number 2. They're knocking them down quick here, Trent. Heat race number 3, and I believe your final heat race is already rolling out onto the track.
Let's give a shout to Brett Laidhoff, race director on the administration side of this thing. Boy, he is all about getting these shows in and getting a timely show done, and we certainly want to appreciate that. I want to tell you just a second here about Big Corner Creative. Race fans, business owners, would you like to let others know what your business does or where people can find you? Big Corner Creative can help. As a full-service marketing agency, BCC can help you develop your own message and get the word out to your customers. Big Corner Creative will show you how to market your business across all platforms, social media, radio, TV, and even Google. Make sure you show up and stand out when someone searches your business name. Need your helmet or race car wrapped, maybe your company truck lettered? Let Big Corner Creative come up with a winning design today for your company. Google Big Corner Creative right now to get started.
Definitely a good thing to get there. You got to get your name out there if you want to let everybody know who you are and where you are and what you can do. As that is a plus. I said this last time behind the scenes. That sounded like something we needed to use to help us get us out there more. It's coming in to heat race number 3. It's going to be Kel Westover and Jason Webb. The rest of them we'll go through quickly here. Ashley Vaughn, Richie Gustin, Ryan Feller, Lucas Schott, I believe that is right how you say it. Adam Humberding and Ben Lewis. But I really want to talk about those front two. Westover and Webb, both of them have frequented Monarch Motor Speedway here in Wichita Falls, Texas, and both of them can put on one hell of a show for you.
Boy, no, you're certainly right about it. And it's cool to see so many real life drivers, right, that come over and jump into the sim world. You talk about those two. I'll give a call to Lucas Schott as well, Richie Gustin. I mean, you're talking about guys that have mile-long list of accomplishments. There, as we got contact in the back straightaway, and it looks like the 69 of Lucas Schott is able to gather his race car back up, just as we mentioned the 69 of Schott. But yeah, it's neat to see so many of these drivers giving this sim racing a try too. You know, real life people that work the races too. This is no easy task, Mr. Wooten. I will tell you that from a guy that goes to the races every weekend. This is very involved to do this virtually.
Yeah, I try to do our own promo videos here and stuff for LSRTV, and I found out real fast I'd be better off just paying someone to do it. These are not an easy car to drive here on the sim. I can only imagine how these guys do it in real life, especially people like Augustin Webb, Schott, and Westover. You know, these guys are proven winners, and to be able to wheel these things the way they do, as close as they do to the wall here, whether it's sim or real life like Westover's doing right now, that is tough. You know, you are inches away from being just a big wad of sheet metal.
Yeah, no, you are for sure. You know, one thing I'm noticing here, watching Cale Westover just seamlessly run the top side of the racetrack here, and I noticed in that heat race before, boy, you are just inches away from getting that car too sideways if you're going to run the top here. And it looks like that's how you have to attack this racetrack to be fast. I don't know in real life what I've seen is you have to bend the car quite that much right up on the top of the racetrack, but that's certainly the fast way around here in iRacing tonight. Oh, trouble up front as you got contact between the leaders. And it looks like maybe that was actually the checker tag there. We'll see what happened there. That was after that, but you certainly have to bend the car very aggressively to get around it here in iRacing, and that line's razor thin.
Indeed, and of course, we want to let everyone know it does say C main on the screen. That is not the case. It is B main number 1 here for tonight's racing action. And of course, then we'll move on to B main number 2. And I want to quickly run through the drivers. I want to note something here because we were talking about this earlier, Trenton. Dalton McKinney going to be right next to Richie Gustin here for B main race number 1, followed by Matt Martin, Tyler McGoldrick, Lucas Schott, Chris Kratzer, Clyde Dunn, Ben Lewis, and Dustin Hodges are going to be for B main number 1. But Trenton, what I wanted to point out here is we know we were talking about the sponsorship on the flag stand there. As we're going to come by, I'm thinking they might want to talk to the flagman here. Usually the flagman nearly breaks his arm to wave it. I have yet to see the flagman actually wave a flag here tonight.
Bet you that too. Well, let's give a call to our boys over at dirtondirt.com. This racetrack, right in a lot of their hometowns. Derek Kessinger D-Suave actually named the place Falls, where that's how the track gets its nickname. And you see the Dirt on Dirt flag stand there as well. Yeah, the virtual flagman, he's taking a snooze in the flag stand here tonight.
You see
for sure.
right here. Well, there he goes. Now he's waving the green flag. So apparently we talked to him. Our talk worked. Yeah. We'll see. He does wave the checkered flag a little bit later tonight as he is going to town.
Track promoter Matt Curl had out of that booth right up there where he was working on the live timing, and he had to have a few words with the flagman there over the heat race break between the heats and the B.
Well, he did his job good. We praise him for
That's
it.
right.
As McKinney is out front, followed by Martin, Gustin, and McGoldrick. Richie Gustin really starting to work through this field now as he is working his way to second. I believe he started fourth. He's trying to get there if he can. And sorry, no, he actually started second. He fell back a spot and then has gained that back. And he's trying to, but right now this race really does belong to Dalton McKinney, who's kind of checked out. But it's got a nice little battle going on between Gustin, Martin, and Dunn for that second position.
So it's McKinney out front, Gustin, Martin, and Dunn. The field rolling down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Another lap this time. We'll put 6 of the 12 scheduled in the books. And still McKinney, your leader, is there 3 wide back there for, looks like second, third, and fourth behind your leader, McKinney.
Yeah, they're going 3 wide as working the lap number 7 here at the moment. And they're making some contact back here between Dunn and Martin. Those two are not done just yet, no pun intended.
Man, I'd like to give a call. I'd like to give a call to Clyde Dunn's crew. He flipped, finished the heat race, got back out for the B main, and his car is in impeccable shape. That is sheet metal work at its very finest, and give a call to Little Freaky's crew there to get the 88 XXX back in order here for the B.
And I believe, if I see on there, that is a Mars Race Cars on the side as well. So, you know, there you go. They don't make it any tougher than Mars Race Cars. You can flip it, fix the sheet metal, go back out and race them, and there you have it. So, you buy some Mars Race Cars, as he's got a good battle going on right now. That is with Richie Gustin. Question is, can he get by him? And I believe there's only 20-ish drivers here. There may be very few drivers not making it to that 40-lap A main. I hear just a little bit as the white flag is out for McKinney, and I don't see any reason he won't take it. As we're going to be coming to the checkered flag. We'll see if our talk worked. Is the flagman going to wave the checkered flag? No, he's not. He's just going to stand there.
Yep, he's back on break.
Well, he's back on break.
He's just there for the free pit pass tonight.
What I'm wondering, he has the green flag curled up there, so he knows how to use the green flag at least. So that's good.
Give a call there to Dalton McKinney, your B main winner. He ran a really good race, staying out front.
Yeah, very dominant race for him. Of course, that'll put him as close as can. That should put him, let's see, we had 3 heats. Probably the top 2 advancing, so that'll put him on row 4 inside, I do believe, roughly in there, as B main number 2 is going to have Tristan Carmen, Sean Powers, Mike McKinney, Johnny Broking, Ashley Vaughn, Colby Collins, RJ Otto, and Tyler Butler. And not making the call here so far is going to be Ryan Feller and Dylan Dickerson, who are not going to be with us here tonight. However, Ryan Feller is in the pits. He just did not make it out for the start of this race. So it'll be interesting to see if maybe he pulls out here in a little bit.
Definitely want to keep your eyes on Mike McKinney, the 96 on the outside of road 2. This is Mike's home racetrack, and he's won a lot of big races there. Won half of the Casey's Mod Nationals last year. He's won numerous Falls Cup races. They pay $1,500 to win weekly for their modifieds, and Mike McKinney certainly knows the fast way around the Fairbury Speedway, and he'll be fun to watch here in this one virtually.
Well, definitely going to be watching for him. He's in 4th place right now, as he's seeing the battle in front of him between Powers and Broking. Broking getting the advantage at the moment, but Powers not going to give it up without a fight. As that 45 going to be down to the bottom, that leaves the 45J, slides up, and almost cuts the nose off that 533 of Powers. He does get a little bit of contact, but they keep going in the right direction. That's going to allow McKinney to take 3rd place. He's 1 spot higher, but Powers going to take that spot back, and then McKinney right back to it, as these guys are putting on one heck of a show, back and forth, slide jobs and crossovers everywhere here tonight.
Man, it's been a good night of action here so far, and boy, you see the backstretch. All the fans are up on their feet. They're on their feet in the pit side grandstands, as well as everybody just enjoying this non-stop action here at the Fairbury Speedway, located right in the heart of this town. Just shy of 4,000 people live in this town of Fairbury, right in the middle of towns on the Fairbury Fairgrounds. So they have a fair there in town every year as well, in addition to a full slate of racing. And honestly, one of the top racetracks in America. When you look at tire operation, the program that Matt Curl and company have put in place from top to bottom, you certainly can't beat it. And really, you know, a handful of years ago, they got together with World Racing Group to put on the Prairie Dirt Classic and really take that thing to the next level. That race this year, Cody, scheduled to pay $50,000 to win, and it's got a pretty solid modified component to it too, and they usually get about 50, 60, 70 modifieds for that race as well. So it's awesome to see everybody enjoying this thing virtually here tonight, as they're in some tough times in the state of Illinois, as a lot of restrictions have not let up. They have not been able to race yet. Talking to track owner Matt Curl there a little bit earlier in the week, as he was putting that video together for us on Facebook, he He wasn't real sure when they were going to be able to race, so I want to give a call to all the great fans of Fairbury.
Yeah, that is a lot of money to put on the line for a race as Carmen's still out front. You know, just to compare how much money that is, you know, one of the bigger races that I get to go to is that Lone Star 600. It's only $25,000 to win, and you got to do 600 laps to do that with about 200 other cars on the track. So to have a 50, 60 car field for $50,000 to win, your odds are a lot better.
Yeah, no, well, potentially. It's you know, you obviously the bar's set pretty high when you get the best dirt late model drivers and a slew of the top modified guys in the country there. As we just wrapped that one up, Carmen, your winner, Tristan Carmen, in car number 4. Took the top spot in that consolation race here. As looks like we'll have practice for the A-main qualifiers, I believe.
That is
coming up.
Correct. 5 minutes on the clock here. So, of course, that's going to give us a moment here to rest our voice. Come back. We'll go over your sponsors one more time for tonight's event in the series here for the season finale. And then we will go into A-main racing action here in just a few moments. All right, ladies and gentlemen, race fans, we are back once again here as the warm-up is wrapping up here in the next 2 minutes. But, you know, we can't thank the sponsors enough here for this race, for this season, for this little series we've done here. Trenton, all these sponsors have come on board here virtually and done an amazing job to help us do what we do.
Yeah, just be impossible without them, Cody, like you mentioned. I want to tell you about Mel Hambelton Ford. Race fans, it's time for your vehicle to have an oil change. What about new tires? Mel Hambelton Ford sells tons of new tires. Mel Hambelton Ford Quick Lane take care of your vehicle needs with pickup and delivery right from your home. Whether your car is due for regular maintenance or you need to get a recall done, Mel Hambelton Quick Lane is open and ready to take care of anything your vehicle needs. You concentrate on taking care of your family. Let our certified technicians take care of your vehicles. Choose worry-free service today from Mel Hambelton Ford Quick Lane and experience the difference. Mel Hambelton Ford, located in Wichita, Kansas. Nationwide delivery. on new and used vehicles. MHFord.com, MHFordRacing.com. They're always open online. Check them out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram as well. Just great folks in the car game, and also huge supporters of racing. And they offer tons and tons of race parts, both Hoosier Racing tires as well as American Racer tires. Just an outstanding group of people.
Definitely somewhere you got to check out for just about, sounds like anything car related. You can check them out for. You know, I just want to point this out, just to, you know, throw a little joke out there a little bit. You know, if anybody's looking to get rid of the Corona, if they're saying heat gets rid of it, they should just come spend a day here in the broadcast studio where I'm at. I'm pretty sure it's at least 110 in here right now. With this streaming PC going off, the iRacing computer going off, it's really hot in here.
Takes a lot of juice to keep the program rolling along. You're with the you're the brain trust of the operation, and I just get to sit here and put my headset on in my basement and yak along with great folks and talk to all these great fans.
Yeah, it's definitely the price is worth it. You know, you get a little warm, but it works out good. As of course we're going to be getting ready for your A main. Is we're going to fix one little thing there. There we go. Now we can get your starting grid here for tonight's A main event. It's going to be Logan Rourke and CJ Howell going to be starting on row number 1. Row 2 is none other than Cal Westover and Ryder Cantillo, followed by Mason Crawford and Jason Webb. Nate Choder, your points leader, coming into tonight. Keep in mind, Jason Webb right behind him, followed by Sam Mars, Adam Hummerding, Dalton McKinney, and Tristan Carman, and Richie Gustin going to be rounding out your top 6 rows and top 12 drivers. Behind them, it's going to be Mike McKinney, Clyde Dunn, Johnny Broking, Matt Martin, John Powers, Tyler McGoldrick. Followed by the last ones here is going to be Tyler Butler, Dustin Hodges, Colby Collins, Chris Kratzer, and rounding out the field here tonight, that is going to be RJ Otto in 23rd spot. And I want to mention here that Mason Crawford, who looked like he had a good car, he is a scratch here for your feature race.
Mason Crawford throwing in the I think he would have certainly been one to contend with had he opted to run all the races.
Yeah, he definitely would have, as he's going to not be in this one. And I say that, no, he is not. So we go back to the front. I thought he was going to make it out, but he doesn't, as it's going to be CJ Howell out front, followed by Logan Rourke. Rourke trying to give him a run for his money, and Ryder Cantillo in there a little bit as well. We didn't talk a whole lot about him, but he's in that number 97 machine, taking it to the high side, ripping the whip, running right up against the wall, and he's going to take second place away from Rourke, but Rourke going to roar back there and try to take it back from him as he takes to the bottom of the track.
So they'll go almost 3 wide there, rolling off turn number 2 down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. It's going to be CJ Howell out front, Cantillo in second, and Rourke holds on to that 3rd spot. Cantillo crewing in real life on that 97 of K Dillard, both the modified and the late model. That rising star out of Louisiana picked up his first World of Outlaws late model win earlier this year, a 19-time winner on the USMTS modified circuit, as well as the 97 of K Dillard and Ryder Cantillo running the boss's scheme here in iRacing tonight. That is a Mars race car, that 97 in the 2nd spot.
And right behind these guys, we have a huge pile of cars going on. That is going to be Westover, McKinney, Dunn, Gustin, Broking, Choder, all just beating and banging back here. Right now, if you're a crewman on one of these, if you have the job of fixing all the sheet metal, you're glad this is a sim, because they are just beating and banging all over the place.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're certainly glad to be a virtual crewman there tonight. Full-time fun, but none of the maintenance.
Yes, that is one thing I wish that these crewmen wish was in real life, if they could just, you know, click a button and boom, be done, repairs fixed, and it didn't cost you a penny. That's the best part about all of the sim racing. But of course, the best part about racing is it's not a sim, it's in real life. As the 4 goes around, And we'll see if that brings out a caution. It does for Christian Carmen. And we'll
It will. That'll bring out the first yellow.
We got working lap 10, so I believe we'll have 9 down as we'll get the word from race control on that here shortly. But no need to really look at a replay there. He just looped it around all by himself. So good news for him, nobody hit him. Good news for everyone else, nobody hit him.
Yeah, right. I was a little worried after Lima Land, and we kind of had a carnage fest there of racing, and Lanier was pretty rough as well. I didn't really know how guys would fare on the bull ring tonight, but you know, short of a couple massive wrecks earlier on tonight, guys have pretty well for the most part done a pretty good job there. Pretty impressed. We made it 9 laps in before we had our first yellow in the main event.
Yeah, and it you know, it wasn't you know, you talk about 9 laps in having it. It also wasn't a very big caution either. It was just a little loop around. Wasn't guys beating and banging too much. So we'll see how the rest of the race goes. You know, cautions do seem to breed cautions, and what it's breeding here is 3 and 4 wide for second place. And that's going to be Sam Mars that gets a shot, and now he gets a huge shot by the 15, Jay.
Boy, these guys are all over the Fairbury Speedway now. Johnny Brooke, he's bouncing around like a pinball back behind the 96 of Mike McKinney there. And some of those other cars, Richie Gustin back in there as well, as guys are all over the place trying to get sorted out here to race with CJ Howell, Cantillo, and Rourke still your top 3. Mike McKinney there battling, trying to get up into that top 3 spot.
Yeah, these cars right now, these fast, powerful modifieds here in this little bitty tiny track, it reminds me of the phrase that my grandmother used to tell me all the time. It was like, you're a bull in a china closet. You're out there and just beating and banging, destroying everything you got. But, you know, they may rub some fenders and rub some tempers, but they're putting on a heck of a show right now. As they're going to be 3 wide. This is back for about 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. I'd even count 9th and 10th as here, as that is a huge battle. There's also a battle for second going on still between Rourke and Cantillo. Cantillo trying to get by in that 97, and it looks like he's going to succeed here coming into 3 and 4.
And Cantillo will put a big slide job on Rourke there. Rourke will cross underneath him as they head down to 1 and 2. Rourke will throw another one on him. Cantillo gives him a shot in the fuel cell, and Cantillo will have to be saddled back into that 3rd spot. Jason Webb right back behind that top 3 as well, trying to get up in there in the mix. And to be honest, Cody, in real life, this is a lot what the racing at the Fairbury Speedway looks like. Obviously, guys hold their line a little bit better in real life than they're doing here tonight. They've got quite a bit more on the line. They don't beat and bang quite this much, but they certainly use every inch of the racing surface from the tires all the way up to the wall. And depending on the night and how the track was prepped, there could be varying degrees of cushion that lead right to that wall, and it can get treacherous up top, but a lot of times it's a difference between the big check and a repair bill, depending on how you're able to navigate the Fairbury Speedway.
And this track, I've never been to in real life. So we're watching a good battle here between Cantillo, who's been shuffled back a little bit. You know, this reminds me, this small little track with these powerful cars, it reminds me a lot. I don't even know the name of the race, but it's an indoor late model event. That's what this track and these cars remind me of.
Yeah, you're talking about the Gateway Dirt Nationals in St. Louis at home at the America's Center. This place is like Talladega compared to what they race on inside there at the Dome in St. Louis for sure. But it's exciting, man. You can see this action right here and what that carries over into real life, why it's one of the most popular racetracks in America.
It definitely is something I'd like to put on my bucket list and go visit. And you know, we talked about Cantillo, who is battling for second. He has just been shuffled back here to 8th place now, as we're going to get a caution one more time. And it looks like yeah, and it looks like it's going to be Clyde Dunn. So we'll go back and take a look at the FK Rod-Ins replay. And there was just some really heavy racing back here. And Sam Mars and Dunn going to get involved in that. So unfortunate for those two, is Sam Mars all the way back at the back of this pack now in 17th position.
So a good look there at the FK Rod-Ins logo. Find them on all your favorite social media platforms as well. Maria and all the folks there, just simply amazing, their support for the racing industry and what they do. Proud to have them on here with the FK Ride-Ins Instant.
It definitely is, and we're getting a word from race control. 17 laps to go is all that remains in this 40-lap A main event. Again, we will tell people it does say 100 laps on there, but of course that is not accurate. They do that so that they cannot count caution laps, and the scoring tower will just not go bonkers on us here, as it goes a little crazy sometimes with not counting caution laps. And just how crazy is the front of this? We got him piling up towards the back, but CJ Howe, man, he has that car nearly all the way turned around, but the caution is out once again. And this time it looks like it's going to be for, and we'll see, Kel Westover going to be involved in this one. So unfortunate for Kel Westover, he had a fast car here tonight, Trenton.
Yeah, no, he certainly did, and that was some wild action there. They got carried over into turns 3 and 4 there before the caution flag came out. You know, Cody, right before we went to that FK Ride-Ins Instant Replays, you know, this is so realistic and so lifelike, but I just can't help but wince a little bit when I see the pace truck driver rolling out like he's got his hair on fire onto the racetrack, and he just completely plows over the lead cars out front to pace the field.
Yeah, he is. He definitely likes to get out there. There's just a few
things that make you chuckle. Just a few things make you chuckle.
It's worth these things. Back a while back there, they had to actually get a new pace car driver. In the release notes, it actually said they fired him and got a new one, because we'd go to Lanier and he would actually jump the back wall like a monster truck. So they had to fire him and get a new one. But you know, the little things here make you laugh. Good. But during this whole thing, Tyler Butler has managed to get by CJ Howe, and so has Hummerding. So that was not what that 2 machine wanted to see of CJ Howe, as he's lost the lead. He's back up to second now, but Butler now in the number 5 machine is your race leader. Will CJ Howe be able to get by him, though?
Man, CJ Howe trying to put his foot through the floorboard of that IRP race car to get around Butler and Hummerding. Hummerding in that 3rd spot is how we'll get the best of him. Now they're going back and forth, as you can see right there, rolling down Main Street into turns 1 and 2. Hummerding a winner here a few weeks back, so he'd be looking to go to victory lane for the 2nd time in this 7-week league. As CJ Howe obviously looking for his 1.
And you're talking about these drivers up there, your top 5 right now: Howe, Butler, Hummerding, Cantillo, and McKinney. Out of all these drivers here in the top 5 right now, Butler 17 spots gained since the start of this race. You want to talk about a man on a mission here tonight. He is working every inch of this track to get back to the front. CJ Howe got by him as the caution comes out one more time. And we're going to take a quick look here and see who was the culprit of bringing it out. Looks like Logan Rourke and Mike McKinney, who you mentioned this was his home track here.
Yeah, so we'll take a look. I didn't see this one, so I'll watch it with you all. Here for the FK Ride-Ins Instant Replay. McKinney and Rourke do get together right there at the entry to turn 1, and they get it sorted back out, but the caution did wave. Kenny and Rourke involved in that one, looks to me like. There's the FK Ride-Ins Replay.
And again, just a slight little thing there. And right now, they may get updated. We're showing 16 to go, which means we would have only completed 1 lap before that caution came out. As the lights are off, the truck dives back in as fast as he gets out of the pits. He gets back in it, and we're ready to take the green flag one more time. Green flag's out, the flagman waving it with all his might, and it's going to be Butler. Howe, Cantillo now is back into the, well, he was into the 2nd position, and now he's going to drop some more, and we got him wadding him up upside down here towards the back.
Boy, that was pretty major melee. Boy, Ryan Cantillo did get a great restart right there, but all his lane options closed, and didn't really have anywhere to go. Pace truck just ran smooth over one of our competitors there in the middle of 3 and 4. Our thoughts and prayers to the blue and white car. Hopefully he's able to make it through that one okay.
Yeah, he likes to do that, and we'll go back and take a look at the FK Rod-Ins replay, and it looks like Dustin Hodges involved in this, maybe Nate Schroeder and Clyde Dunn as well, and there's the melee and pile-up right there. Is there's going to be some sheet metal missing off some of these cars after that one.
Yep, there certainly will be. That was a wild accident. I don't know, quite seen one just like that during our iRacing League, one that's developed quite in that fashion. But anyway, we'll get everybody lined up. The caution flag still being waved over the Fairbury Speedway. Falls, they like to call it. Hashtag Falls. You can find them on Twitter at Falls_Nation. Base trucks back to the infield, the field into 3, and we're getting ready to go racing once again.
There are indeed, as the green flag is coming around. It took me a while to figure out what Falls stood for. I was like, what? Short for Fairbury? That doesn't sound right. I had to look it up to figure out what it exactly stood for. And I believe it was something Legion or something like that. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up again to figure it out. But they're 4 wide through 3rd place.
Yeah, so what happened was the American Legion was involved with the racetrack here up until 2 years ago, and at that point it just became Fairbury Speedway, but they'd already marketed it as Falls. So that was where that from was. We had contact there, the 5 machine involved, and he goes back to get a little bit of revenge. CJ Howell involved in that one right underneath the cameras, as you can see, and we'll check. That will bring out the caution flag, as looks to me like a couple of guys might have just had enough. The FK Rod-Ins instant replay.
I definitely agree with you. I think they had enough of that one. As there you see, let's take one more look at that here, and we'll go a little bit further back here. This is what happened, and I'm not even sure the 2 was really involved in that to begin with, but right there, he's just dead set on getting back at somebody. I don't even think he just wanted to take some sheet metal with his car or something, but either way,
if I leave, you're going with me.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I think happened there.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a carnage fest. I don't know if that was quite necessary. A little ill-fated probably on the payback, I'd say, probably the best way to put that one. But hey, you know what, it's virtual racing. We're here to party on a Monday night, right?
That is true. The weekend's over. You know, man, maybe Monday night wasn't the best. You know, tempers already flare here on iRacing, real racing, any kind of racing for that matter. And you throw it on a Monday. Some of these guys may be just a little upset that they're not at work, and some of them may be upset they actually had to go to work on a Monday. So either way you're looking at it, it's Monday night here. And I don't know if we're quite under the lights just yet, as couldn't get a good look at them. And yes, it's not dark, but we are under the lights here at Fairbury, as right now Hummerdy out front, Cantillo still hanging on, and they are wadding them up in the back again.
Well, I don't know. This is flirting with a little bit on the ridiculous side, to be honest. But, hey, we smashed them up once again. We've probably torn up 1.5 million here so far.
I would go roughly with that. Is right there you see the incident on that track, and
Johnny broking around, and a few others. Chris Kratzer involved in that one, among others.
What I can say, and this is 100% the truth, is for these guys out there on the sim right now, get it out of your system now, boys, because when those tracks open up, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, no doubt, that's for sure. One thing we can say about all these FK Rod-Ins instant replays is the FK virtual orders should be flying off the virtual shelves come tomorrow morning with all the action that's taking place in this one.
I definitely agree, and we are getting a report in from Race Control. 8 laps to go, so we've seen some carnage, we've seen some good racing, and what we're seeing soon is that checkered flag.
Looks like we'll be going, looks like Race Control said as well, single file on this restart, so we're going to line them up single file this time, so good call by Brett.
And you can see right there, they stretch the whole back stretch here when they go single file. So we'll see if lap cars come in the picture. I don't see them coming in too much here with just 8 laps to go. I mean, less than that here in a moment. It's going to be 7. But it's still Hummerding out front. You know, this is good for him. He managed to get to the lead just in time for the single file restart, as that's good news. He's able to hang on to it possibly a little bit longer. It's also good news for Ryder Cantillo if you're him, because he's been having a lot of beating and banging going on his back bumper. That's going to sort that out a little bit, maybe give him some breathing room to try to get to the front here on Hummerding.
And I don't want to sleep on that 96 of Mike McKinney as well, certainly as he rolls his elite chassis through turns 3 and 4. Certainly more laps here in the real world than anybody racing in this race tonight. We'll see if that's able to pay off and translate as well, as he's holding strong in that 3rd spot. He's been kind of back and forth, bouncing around the field a little bit tonight. Glad to have Mike back with us, holding strong in 3rd there as Hummerding's going for win number 2. Cantillo looking to score his first one here of the season. Good race up front in this one as they roll down the backstretch into 3.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, could we have another one of those finishes? Of course, our first top 10 on the iRacing top 10 list for May, or was it April, I do believe, was USMTS. We made number 1 spot. Could we do it again here tonight, this time with Hummerding and Cantillo? We'll see, as we've got probably roughly about 4 laps to go, maybe less. So we'll get that in from race control soon. But Hummerding out front, Cantillo getting to the outside wall. That's going to make him check up just a little bit. Mike McKinney on the move now. He's going to try to make something happen on that 97. So you get the 96, the 97 battling right now for 2nd place. And it looks like McKinney's going to take it to the inside. I'm not sure that line's working on the inside turn.
No, but Cantillo definitely. Oh, trouble there, Mike McKinney, and looks like Rustin involved in that one. They'll get it sorted back out, but McKinney will lose all sorts of momentum there as Ryder Cantillo not protecting against that slide job. He was leaving it right open for Mike McKinney to give it a shot, but I'm kind of with you, Cody. I don't think that line necessarily opening up.
I do believe you are right in that. No, that may be it as well, as they're shuffling them up here. So that may have been the race as well. We don't have confirmation on that yet. We do have cars upside down and no yellow. So
I didn't see the white. The white flag did not come out on that either.
Yeah, well, and it wouldn't, just because of the way they run this. They set it to 100 laps, so that way they can't count cautions here. But I do believe that is going to be the race. As there you see it, the 6 of Hummerding coming to the stop on the track, and everybody in the pits. So that's going to do it here for the race. We'll have to get confirmation on the top 3 drivers. Of course, we know Hummerding's going to get the win, but the rest of the field, well, we'll have to get clarification on, as we don't know. Once they go to the pits, it's unfortunate the scoring tower no longer working for us. So we'll step away here for just one moment while we get that clarification, and then we will be right back here with your top 3 in the post-race show. All right, race fans, we are back here at Fairbury Speedway as we're going to wrap things up. We don't have any of our top three on the radio to talk to. It looks like they've taken out that race receiver, so unfortunately we get to talk to them. But Trenton, before we go, first off, just from myself and everyone that's been involved with this, we want to give a big shout out, of course, to Mel Hamilton Ford for helping do all of this. Of course, Racing Dirt, yourself, for allowing us to work with you here and have an amazing time. And before we sign off here for the final time, at least for now, we'll see how the winter or rainouts go later on in the year. We'll thank those sponsors one more time here for making this all possible here for this series.
No doubt. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to highlight some of these great people. Phil Nightingale, Lisa Hamilton, Mel Hamilton Ford, MHFord.com, MHFordRacing.com. New and pre-owned Ford vehicles, cars, trucks, SUVs, over 1,000 on the lot at any given time. They told me a week ago they had over 400 used cars on the lot as well. Super Duty trucks, half-ton trucks, anything you're looking for. If they don't have it, they can get it. They have an extensive inventory. They're great folks. An entire speed shop inside Mel Hamilton Ford as well. The place just oozes with racing and class and cool. And it's got it all wrapped up into one right there in Wichita, Kansas. If you can't make the trip there, look them up online. They can deliver right to your door anywhere in the country. Again, that's Mel Hamilton Ford, MHFord.com, MHFordRacing.com. I'd like to thank as well Kaiser Manufacturing and Integra Shocks for their continued support. You've seen their logos in that lower right-hand corner throughout the entire league. And FK Rod-Ins, Maria, and all the great folks. What a family-run, first-class operation at FK Rod-Ins. You can find out more about them online on social media as well. And proud to have FK Rod-Ins on for the instant replays as well. Been nice to highlight Integra, Kaiser, FK, Mel Hamilton Ford, all those great partners here virtually. And over the past 3 weeks since we've been live on Racing Dirt and the Racing Dirt app with our live racing season getting back underway to bring those folks along as well there too. So it's been a great league. I've had a lot of fun with it. It's certainly had its share of conversation and been a lot of fun to be with it here, and excited to have been on the call the last couple of weeks. And the racing's been pretty good for the most. Obviously, the iRacers seem to do a little better on tracks that are a little bigger in size, but hey, that it takes all kinds to be a champion. And we'll get the points updated and posted on Facebook as well. And congratulations to all the outstanding racers that took part in this 7-week league. And we're thinking about doing some more, so we'll just see what happens. Racing and the entire country is kind of in a unique place right now as we deal with this COVID-19 pandemic. So schedules are getting shifted. It seems like I'm virtually fielding calls from promoters, virtually every day of the week, ideas and events and things and how we can be involved with them. So I don't know exactly what our schedule entails next few weeks going forward. Excited with the news today that the USMTS in real life will get back underway this Friday and Saturday at Mississippi Thunder Speedway in Fountain City, Wisconsin. So I'm to wrap up the iRacing League here on a Monday night in Illinois, and we'll head to the real life thing on Friday and Saturday in Wisconsin. So glad to be a part of it, man. I appreciate it. It's been fun to sit second chair here these last few weeks. This is not easy for somebody that works in live productions in the real world and real racing. Mr. Wooten, you do a fantastic job navigating all this. This is not simple what you do on the back end to put these broadcasts out. It's a lot of work, and it's a highly skilled position. And man, you do it well. And even last minute when you had to don a headset in the lead chair, you handled it like a pro.
Well, we definitely try things for the kind words. Hopefully I didn't kill the eardrums too bad here tonight. But, it's been a blast. I'm sure we'll see it back again. There is, of course, COVID gone or not. During the winter, we don't have much racing, so I'm sure we'll see stuff then as well. You never know in between there. But, again, on behalf of myself, everyone involved here with LSRTV, Trenton Berry, Racing Dirt, well, this concludes tonight's race. We still have one more. It's going to be a little asphalt race going on. That being said, I have these final words for everyone out there watching. There are a few tracks opening up here in the next this weekend. I know our track's opening up. Some tracks down in Texas are. You said you'll be on a show. If your track is opening up, and they are allowing fans, only if they are, don't kick the gates down if they're not, but if they're allowing fans, Go out, support it. They need the income just as much as anybody else does. You support your local restaurants, support your local track. And of course, if they won't allow fans, I know all too well, Trenton, get that pay-per-view and at least watch it. A lot of these guys do help the tracks as well when the fans can't be there. So either way, go to the track, watch a live pay-per-view. Again, we'll see you at the next race just in about a half hour or so. And again, enjoy the rest of your night and stay safe and stay healthy, and we'll see you there.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSRTV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSRTV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.